Holy crap, guys, I've been saying it for a long time and it's finally starting to happen. Dogecoin is no longer a joke and people are finally starting to take it seriously. According to this article on Cointelegraph, Coinbase is going to be launching Doge Futures, and they said it's transcended its meme origins. And unlike ETFs and such, we don't have to wait for any kind of approval from a regulatory body, because according to this article on Yahoo Finance, it says Coinbase intends to utilize its self-certification route under the CFTC Regulation 40.2a. This is going to let them list these futures contracts, allowing them to proceed without direct approval from the CFTC, as long as they comply with the Commodity Exchange Act and CFTC regulations. The classification of these cryptocurrencies as commodities raises intriguing regulatory questions since they all derive from Bitcoin, which the Securities and Exchange Commission recognizes as a commodity. I've actually mentioned this before, how Dogecoin is based off of Bitcoin, and if it's a commodity, then Dogecoin should be too. So maybe we're actually going to be seeing ETFs be approved for Dogecoin. I haven't heard any being applied for, but maybe we're going to at least see some applications by the end of the year, especially since people start to realize the fact that Bitcoin not being a commodity means that other proof-of-work projects are probably not as well. But according to CryptoSlate, it looks like, according to the filing, the listings are scheduled to go live and begin trading after April 1st of 2024, which lines up with a lot of people in the Dogecoin community's projections of when Dogecoin was actually going to blow up anyway, because the Bitcoin halving is supposed to happen on 4/20, and that's coincidentally obviously a meme day, and since Dogecoin is the biggest meme coin of them all, usually it does benefit from days like that. And if we're actually going to be getting futures going live around the same time, then that could give some real fundamentals to sustain that rally, meaning that that could just be the beginning and not just a short-term pump. And this could cause enough volume on the Dogecoin blockchain to send us skyrocketing to the upside. It says the CFTC's website indicates that all three contracts were certified on March 7th. According to the CFTC website, you can see that Coinbase did file for Bitcoin Cash futures, Litecoin futures, and Dogecoin futures. And if we go and follow the links and look at the Dogecoin filing, you can see that it has a minimum ticker size of 0.00001 per Doge and a minimum ticker value of $0.05 or 5 cents per contract. So that means basically that if Dogecoin moves by 0.00001 per Doge, then you should make 5 cents per contract, and that's going to make it possible for people to bet on the future price of Dogecoin. And these are mandatory contracts that have to be filled, unlike options. So this is going to cause volume on the blockchain, and I think that's going to be significant for the price action as well. I'm kind of an idiot, but David Mitchell Jr. is really brilliant, and if you don't already follow his channel, then I don't know what you're doing. Get over there and give him a subscribe. So I'm going to let him explain this to you guys a little bit more because he's more eloquent when it comes to explaining this than me.
So I want to just really explain the difference, because sometimes people will say, what's the difference between like a future and an option? So an option gives you the right to buy something. So if you're looking at an options contract, you can buy a contract and say, I want to buy Dogecoin at 12 cents by April 30th, right? And you have the option to do that. Typically, it's like 100 shares. And if you're dealing with like stocks, it can be like 100. And we'll get to futures in a moment because technically it's a little different. But you can buy 100 at a specified price, but it gives you the right. You're not obligated to. Futures, on the other hand, you are obligated to. It's not I'll think about it. This transaction is going to happen. So this is one of the positive attributes for the actual coin, because when you see futures in Dogecoin take place, these are guaranteed transactions. These transactions have to happen. They're contractually have to happen. This is not a right or the potential, or I can close it and not do it, flip the contract. No, this transaction is in fact going to happen. So typically futures are done in commodities. So making a profit is saying that if you say, I'm going to buy some oil, a future on oil for like $70 a barrel, and it goes up to 75. And if you're doing, if that specific asset is selling 1,000 barrels, then you're going to make $5 per barrel on that, because they're obligated to sell it to you when you make that purchase by that specific date. It's obligated at $70, right? So you'll make $5 per barrel or $5,000 profit on that transaction because they have to sell it to you for 70. So to put that in perspective, let's say you want a future on Dogecoin for 30 cents by December 2024. And let's say by December 2024, Dogecoin is $1, for example. They have to sell it to you at 30 cents per coin, regardless of what the price is. I don't care if Dogecoin is $1,000 per coin. You are locked in at 30 cents per coin. And the spread between 30 cents and whatever Doge is at that time is your profit. So, you can see the benefit of this here and why certain people will do assets like this. And so there's the good and the bad that comes along with it. But overall, for the community, this means more transactions, more guaranteed transactions for the community. And ultimately, if you're talking about price appreciation, if you're talking about coins, if you're talking about utility, the more transactions that's happening, the more guaranteed transactions that's happening, the more Doge that's tied up, whether that be in utility on X, whether that be in retail's wallets, whether that be in businesses' wallets, I don't know, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever the case may be, future contracts, the more Doge that is obligated to transact, the less Doge that there's going to be sitting in those wallets and those institutional wallets, and the higher prices that we're going to be able to attain. So this is certainly a very good roadmap to making sure that Doge is growing and the community is growing. As we talked about in the other video, it's reached over 800,000 coins, 800,000 new wallets in the first quarter of 2024. So that is an absolutely amazing step going forward. And this is, in my opinion, I think that with this step here, Doge Futures, the potential roadmap to an ETF, I don't know if you think you can't call Dogecoin a meme coin anymore. Doge is transitioning. I believe it's probably going to be, well, I don't even probably, I think Doge is going to be the first coin that establishes that real base, and it's going to make that transition from the joke to the coin that got very serious.
We've had a whole bunch of really great things happening for the Dogecoin community, and all of those addresses being added to the blockchain is really important because it shows that the community is growing and that this project is here to stay. Whenever Elon Musk makes X payments go live and adds Doge as hopefully the first cryptocurrency on the platform, I think this is going to make Dogecoin absolutely explode, and those days are coming up really soon. According to X News Daily, it looks like X Payments has received 3 more licenses, including Illinois, New Mexico, and Oregon. And if you go and look at the NMLSconsumeraccess.org, you can see the X Payments LLC state licenses and registrations, and they have 22 money transmitter licenses from 22 states, which means that we are getting closer to X Payments going live. And Elon Musk is planning to get this thing going by hopefully the end of the year. And he was saying midway through the year. Midway through the year is right around the corner. And hopefully this will be happening pretty quickly. According to Doge Designer, they said 22 out of 50. That means X Payments is coming soon. But I said I'm seeing reports that he's only applied for 32 states, which means that's 22 of 32. And there's just 10 more to go. If you look at Crypto Briefing, you can see that it has reported that Elon Musk has only applied for payment services licenses in 32 states, and the approvals started coming in quick succession, with Oregon granting its license on March 13th and the remaining 2 states following suit on March 20th. With futures going live in April and then hopefully X Payments going live by maybe July or something like that, I think we're going to see some really explosive movements coming up here pretty soon for Dogecoin. And according to the self-proclaimed #1 Dogecoin creator over there on Vision Pulse, it looks like Dogecoin is gearing up and getting ready for a repeat of the explosive movements that we saw in the last bull market.
The RSI has come down, but it is actually still overbought. So technically, Dogecoin may still be bullish here in the macro picture. We're still getting stuck at the 0.5 retracement, so there's no reason to assume we're going to go blast up, right? Just a quick rundown. It took 171 bars to break the green line the first time. It took 156 bars to break the green line the second time. And we're on our third attempt now for a bull run, and we are at 150 bars. So if we're going to match this one, it would take 6 more weeks. Maybe we're ahead of it. Maybe we're before it. Again, I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but we're getting extremely close to 156. So I would say maybe 2 or 3 more weeks, and then we should break through this green line somewhere in April or May. And how high are we going to go? Well, I would make the case that If you do draw your fib from the all-time high down to the low, I would say somewhere between 160 and 250. The reason I say that is you can see that there's resistance up here at 160 and 250. Obviously, you'd have to zoom in and get the lines perfectly connected to be accurate. But on a general basis, you can see the same exact thing happen in 2020, where you can see Dogecoin hit the 141, hit the 1618, and then it came all the way up to the 272. So I will not be able to predict exactly what's going to happen, but you can see that these resistance levels are worth paying attention to. Some people might have been saying I'm not selling until $1, and obviously we didn't hit that level, but same concept, right? If we draw our fib from this high up to the low, my guess would be that one of these resistances will probably end up being the top. It's probably 160 or 240. Some people are going to say I'm not selling until $4. If that ends up being the case, I wish you the best. But I mean, you can kind of see just from looking at it with a naked eye that we're most likely somewhere in here.
Looking here at the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, you can see that we did actually break out of this bull flag right here, and we might be coming down to retest the top of the downward trending resistance line, turn it into support. And if we do bounce here, then we might have a price target for this bull flag. If this whole thing is the flagpole and we extend it to the breakout point, that could give us a price target of about $88,000 or $89,000, maybe even $90,000. Because if I go back down here and look at the hourly chart, it looks like we might be putting in a possible inverse head and shoulders right here, with the head and the shoulders being as such. And if we bounce right here, coming up and breaking the neckline indicated by this white line right here, then that will confirm this breakout to the upside, hopefully sending us to the price target. So it looks like we have some really big catalysts to come in the future for Dogecoin, and we now have some dates to look forward to. So let me know how high you guys think Dogecoin can go in this market, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and most importantly, don't forget to have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.